All right, it looks like I'm live. I'm hoping this is broadcasting just fine. We'll see. I'm not really sure. I'm tapping that. Oh well, what are you gonna do? So today's update you can see in the avatar on the video, but today's day 2 in my writing challenge, a 90,000 word book as fast as I can. Kind of makes a little silly title, but what I hope to show everybody is that yes, you can write a novel in 30 days. Definitely no problem. I've done that 4 times. I kind of said something incorrectly yesterday. I said that I wrote the first 4 books in the Zodiac in a month. Well, I did, but I wrote each book in a month. I did not write 4 novels in a single month. That's ridiculous. And I can't believe I actually said that. But I decided I'm going to start titling these updates as that 90,000 word book as fast as possible because it's silly, it's quirky, it's a ridiculous title, but it makes a point. Everybody writes at a different speed, everybody has different productivity levels, everybody has different challenges in life. And I don't want to ever disempower a writer from thinking that they can't do it. We can all do it. We just have to have those processes in place in order to knock it out of the park at our speed. My issue, my challenge to myself with this novel was I wanted to see how fast I can do it because I need to, I got to put food in my face. And these books, COVID world or not, don't sell enough to do that. So I need more and more books out there. So I need to become faster. I need to become more productive. I've got to streamline things. This is all part of that experiment that I hope to share as I go through this. All of these videos are going to be around 10 minutes or shorter because you don't have time. I don't have time to make them longer, but I hope that they are helpful. So today's word count, I'm checking over here 10,786 words. I've been writing. I've been writing for 15 years. Only once had I ever broke 10,000 words in a single day. And as of this week, I've now done it 3 times in my life, 2 of them coming yesterday and today. So 2 of the 3 times I broke 10,000 words have happened in back to back days. And it's because of that focus. It's because of the outline, like I talked about in day 1's video. So go check that out if you haven't seen it. And hopefully, some of these tips, tools, and tactics will help you. One of the things that will help. So if you are a fan of the Zodiac series, just know that the 5th book is already up to 21,000 words. So cool stuff. They're almost 22,000 words. It's actually over 22,000 words. Um, so it's not quite a third done yet because I'm only in chapter 3, but we're getting there. These chapters are super long. I'm going to spend half my editing time when this is over just trying to figure out how to actually break the chapters out and make them a lot smaller, a lot shorter. The first chapter is almost 10,000 words. The second chapter is 8,000 and something. They're way too long of chapters. I'm not writing epic fantasy yet. So another tip, Dohai asked on Facebook about the writing scene or fighting scenes, writing fighting scenes. He is the author behind the audio drama Diary of a Madman season 2. He wrote that entire second season, and he's asking about fighting scenes. Since this writing challenge, NJ Boyer, author down in Australia, is going to join me in this challenge. I was excited to see that yesterday. She's part of the Horrible Writing group on Facebook as well. But this challenge is focused on productivity and empowering other authors to show them at your speed, whatever that is, you can do it. One of the things that I want to focus on is productivity. So I'm not going to talk about the tactics and the tips, tools, tactics, how to write a fight scene. There's a lot of things you can do in your spare time, and then there's some things you've got to plan for. So in chapter 1 of book 5 of the Zodiac, there's a fight scene right at the beginning of the book, and it happens in a place here in Olympia. And one of the things I did that I made sure to do was I kept putting it on my schedule, and it kept getting pushed to the right, pushed to the right, pushed to the right. On Monday, I realized that Tuesday is day one of the novel. I have to do this thing now, or I'm going to stumble and stutter in the fight scene. So, what I did was I made sure I got my outlining and all my Amazon ads and BookBub ads and all that stuff done. And then I took off, drove myself into downtown Olympia, and I walked around the park where the fight scene is going to happen. So I got out in the day about the same time that the scene happens, and I just walked. I just strolled, took some pictures, probably looked a little creepy. I imagine I looked a little creepy, and got a feel for what that part of the city is like in the middle of the day, which is not typically the time that I go down there. So doing that the day before really helped keep that fresh in my mind. I already had the scene planned out. I'm not an uber outliner. The outline for this book is about 6,000 words. It's about 15 pages, just the outline. So I've got my beats in there of what has to happen, but there's a lot of blanks, a lot of gray area, and I get to, that's where I have the fun writing these things is I get to make it up as I go, knowing there are certain gates that I have to hit along the way. So when I went downtown, I got to be in that park. I got to be around the trees and the birds and the sounds of the city life and whatnot. And that really helped flush it out. So on day one, I was able to rock right through that scene. I had no problem doing it. So that is something that I do want to offer to answer Dohai. Thank you for that question, by the way. But one of the things that you can do for yourself, if you know you're having a real world fight scene, is to get yourself physically in that space if possible, or move it to where you can physically get to see what you can do with it. Then the second tip I wanted to put in this video, because it's focused on the productivity, is I'm not going to preach about dictation. I fully believe in it. They're the latest version of the software are so powerful they can adapt, and there are settings to adapt to people with different air quote accents. I don't say that, these people do. You do have a heavy accent. That is something to keep in mind. Is depending on the software you use, there are adaptations in the settings that you can set for the way you speak. It is a learned behavior. It takes time to learn how to dictate. I don't speak this quickly when I'm dictating a book. I speak much slower, and being from originally from New York, it's not easy for me to do. I have to physically remind myself to slow down. I'll stare right over here. I've got my swords on the wall. I will turn that way so I'm not looking at these monitors so I can focus on my rate of speech and enunciation like I did right there for you. And that's what I sound like. I don't care. I can get 22,000 words out in 2 days by doing it that way. But there was a productivity tip that I figured out yesterday, and it's done it to me before, but I've never challenged myself to write so much so quickly. So it really hit home yesterday. Yesterday, if you what I do is I use Scrivener, but I don't dictate into Scrivener. I had an experience once where I dictated into it. And what it does when you dictate into Scrivener is it pops up a separate Scrivener box. You narrate into that button, and then it moves it into the chapter, the folder in Scrivener that you're using. I did that once, had a 4,000 word chapter, and when I went to go import, you all know where this is going, right? Somewhere in the Ethernet, my 4,000 words flitted away. I lost an entire day of work. I was not happy, to say the least. So I don't do that anymore. I open Scrivener because that's where I keep my master files. It's all broken out by chapter. I've got everything set up. All the links to my other stuff, my bio, all those things that you have at the back of books is already set up in this template. And then I just add chapters as I go. So what I do is I dictate into Word, and then I do a simple copy and paste over. But I also keep my notes. I've got like a 30-page Word document of notes of this world, of all the characters, the settings, the creatures, the technology, the magic systems, all of this stuff. And I have to refer to it usually when I write. I do. I've stopped doing that for this book. I won't for a couple reasons. Yesterday was my final straw. When you're in Word with using Dragon Naturally Speak, the dictation software I use, and you're going to Even what is it? Alt tab, flip over to another Word document, then the one you're dictating into. It will freeze Word depending on your computer speed. I've got a pretty fast computer. It's a little old now, but it's still a fast computer. And it froze it for over a minute. Now, when you're in a writing flow, being frozen for a minute and having to hold that thought is not cool. So, no more am I doing that. I don't stop. I don't flip anymore. I just leave little notations in my dictation and validate stuff. So, those of you who are fans of the series, it may surprise you to know this as the guy who writes it, but I don't remember the difference between riffs and gateways and what they sound like to Zeke, our main character. They sound different to him. So instead of going and trying to figure out what the hell I actually said they sound like, I just put a little open bracket, double check, rift sound, close bracket, and then I keep pressing on. So in my editing phase, I will be brushing up all of that stuff. So a little tool or tactic for your own productivity. If you are going to dictate into a Word document and transpose that over to something, regardless, don't go open another Word document. It will lock you up, freeze you, and slow you down. All right. So that was the update, the Scrivener, and the fight scenes. If you've got questions about this stuff, let me know. But here's the deal. NJ Boyer has already joined me. All of you are welcome to join me. Reply to the video here in the comments. Tag me on Twitter. Don't, please. I don't like going to Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And let me know if you're able to hang in there with me through this whole writing challenge. See if you can write every single day like I am and keep hanging with me until I finish this book. It'd be nice to know that I'm not alone in this and see what you can do for yourself. Who knows? I will be reaching out to NJ Boyer and seeing how her writing day went. Yes, I will. So I will check back in tomorrow. Oh, one last thing before I get out of here. I'm already over time. I did aim for 7,000 words today, and I hit 10,500. I didn't expect to be able to break 10,000 2 days in a row. So plant that little seed for yourself as a writer. Maybe you don't think you can do these things. I don't think so either. I was pleasantly surprised. Can I do 10,000 words 3 days in a row? Probably not. We'll see. Either way, I will keep you updated. So I will see you all tomorrow. Send me your questions and comments, Facebook posts, messages, emails, whatever, and I'll check them before tomorrow's video. Good luck with your writing and keep being epic.